Hello, everyone. Hello, Paula.
Hi, and we're together.
We're together. It's actually rare.
It's really
Well,
rare. I
rare
mean,
for the podcast.
it's rare for the podcast, and it's rare for I think the amount that we want to be together because we always get so much done when we're together. But it is hard finding the time.
It is hard finding a time, but we are making it work, and I feel like we have so many updates to share.
Right. So, okay, before we get into the updates, how are you? What's going on? Let's do that, and then we're going to get into the update.
Okay. So I'm good. I feel like last time, I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast. I was going through a bit of health.
Yes. I don't know if we talked about that either, but
I think maybe we did. Anyways, it's still a work in progress.
Yeah.
We're not 100%, but
it wasn't a quick fix.
Wasn't a quick fix. At least we kind of know what to work with. It's getting better. I'm excited for the holidays.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I'm excited for Jam and I's trip in January.
Yeah.
That's coming real quick.
Yeah.
And yeah, just like there's so many things going on.
Yeah.
Like good things.
Yeah.
How about you?
Very good. So our members know, and I've talked about this a little bit and shared it actually on social media. My husband just got his new job. Yes. Which, like, for other people, I think they are like, oh, okay, cool, he got a new job. Yeah. But like for our family, it was like just so important because I mean, we moved for this job. Like we left like our house that we really believed we would be in forever, and like our home, and we had land, and it was like a really big deal to give that up and change communities. And also, like, because my husband wanted this job, it required him to volunteer and stuff like that a lot. And that meant that he had to change his schedule for work. So for the past several years, he was working only night shifts, which is really takes its toll on a family.
Yeah.
Obviously, it goes without saying. So we made the best of it. It was just a big like hurdle for us to get through. So we're just feeling like we're on the other side of it right now. And it just feels like the weight of the world has been taken off our shoulders.
Oh my God.
Which is so awesome. It's really good.
Yeah.
And like you, like I am so excited for the holidays. My oldest is turning 9 in 2026. And I feel like this might be her last truly kid magic, believing kind of, her last year of it. And so like I'm just like really soaking it up right now with the kids, like in a big way. Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah. So lots of good stuff on the personal front.
Personal front.
But we have not been on here for a little bit. It's been a minute.
No. And I feel like we never really explained why. It was happening every Monday, and all of a sudden
we ghosted.
You guys like just we ghosted. That's exactly what happened. And you know what? It's because we, like we said, our time together is rare.
Yep.
Like we work, we have families, and it's like we really put a lot of time into our membership.
Yes.
A lot of energy.
And I think that's what people don't see. Like if you're not a member, we're constantly in our membership group and we're on and we are like just always giving back there, which I think is where it matters most. And it's definitely where like our people are, and like it's just so when we were making decisions on like, okay, like what's next for us, what do we need to do, we needed to take a pause on this for right now, and just decide like, okay, what does the cadence of that look like going forward, so that we can make sure that we're touching all the things that we want to touch, because we do have such good stuff coming up that we just didn't want to like run thin.
That makes sense. And so so that's why we haven't been on here. We're going to shift a little bit, so basically you'll be still seeing us too, like just together, but you'll also be hearing and seeing, if you're watching on YouTube, about guests. So we're going to invite guests to the podcast. Paula and I will be hosting the sessions, and we're really excited to offer you different perspectives from people that we admire, from people that we know or get to know. But and we're also launching something exciting. So if you've been, kind of feeling I don't know, you just want something new, you want something fresh, you want to be a part of something, you don't really know, if you're gonna like it. You're like kind of looking at the membership, but you're like, what is it? Like, is
What do
it
I
for
actually get
me?
in that?
What do
Yes.
I actually get? Like, who are they? What's their dynamic? Like, is this what I need? Is it not? We're going to give you monthly workshops, and it's free.
Yeah.
It's virtually.
It's kind of like a sneak peek into
Sneak peek.
like how, like what you just said, like our dynamic,
Yeah.
how we coach,
Yeah.
the kind of content that we cover when we coach. And I think that's probably what, like, yes, we have our podcast, and I think the people who are regularly listening, they get a little bit of that,
Yeah.
but it definitely is going to like take the veil off, I think, more on, what our style is, and like, hopefully it speaks to you. And if it doesn't, that's okay. Maybe you can send it along to somebody else, because it is free, which is great.
Yeah.
But we just cover like such an array of topics that I think it's going to touch on everybody, really.
Yeah, I think so too. And it's really, so the title is Mindset and Merlot, which like
love.
Yeah. So the goal is really for you to have a moment for yourself.
Yep.
Where you are wearing your favorite hoodie or sweatshirt or whatever. You have a glass of wine. It's a Thursday night. You get to just relax. You get to tune in. You get to really,
I think, feel like you're connected, right? Like that, you're not alone. Feel like you're connecting to other women who are also in that same space of like curious about like, is there something here for me? And I think it's going to be a good time.
I think it's going to be a great time.
Yeah.
And so the first one is happening on December 18th. There's a ton of information on our Instagram page. There's a link in our bios on there. And then, you just register. You're going to receive an email, and the Zoom link is going to be in there. You just hop on when it's a scheduled time, and we're going to be doing this monthly moving forward. So for sure that if you really want to start working on yourself, you have at least 1 hour per month that we will be offering.
Yeah. And I think it, if it does pique your interest, like while you're listening to it, like I think just know that our membership has so much more, and every single day.
Every single day.
Every single day. And that's what I said at the beginning, like that's really where we pour our energy. And, and that's always where we're going to pour the majority of our energy. But it'll definitely give you that little bit of like a sneak peek in.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like, even like Jam, like we were talking, and he's like, what is happening in that membership anyways? I'm like, we're on like every day. Like we host sessions, we share insights, like we give tools.
Our members share, we're there and what's happening with them. It's been so wonderful, and it is growing, which is so great. And we also, if anyone listening to our podcast, they might have seen online, maybe not, but we had our first vision board night. Was it last week? The week before?
A couple weeks ago.
Wow. And so fun, so good.
So fun, amazing. We had food, we had drinks. It was dimmed lights.
The vibe was vibing.
The vibe was vibing. It was incredible. We got everyone to share about their vision for 2026. After we were all done, leading up to the session, we had multiple sessions about what is a vision board, why it's important, how to gain clarity on your vision and what you want. And so we really helped them define what's important to them from their life pillars. And then we met. Everything was already here. They just had to get here. To show up. Everything was prepped, and it's just been truly amazing. And we're already excited for 2026 vision for next year.
Not only are we excited for that, but we are excited because we are going to have quarterly check-ins with our members who want it. So for those who are like, you know what, I have some big goals here for 2026, and they want to be held accountable to that, we are having quarterly check-ins with them to say, okay, so this is what you said you wanted. What have you done differently to get there? And, what can you do differently? And just like have those like real kind of heart-to-heart conversations. And really just kind of like brainstorm with them on like, well, how do we get there, right? Like, what do we need to do? What do we need to change? So and even just to give them that support, like, yes, like I can see that for you, like just have another human talk about your dreams, and you're like, that's not something everyone has, right? So I think it's really, really powerful to actually speak it into existence and have it land on another human that is like so supportive of them.
Absolutely. And those are going to be in person as well. So that's really nice. It's an opportunity to get out of the house and really connect with humans. It's really nice.
Yeah. And me and you are meeting we decided that like we're doing so much, but like you and I have not like actually had a minute to actually just like meet and have dinner, do something, and to say, okay, what do we want 2026 to truly look like for our members and the business? So that's very exciting. I'm
really looking forward to that. I think it's a conversation that we talk like every day, but it's like, okay, now let's like lock it in. Like, what is that calendar looking like for 2026? And like there's just so many things that we've been talking about. And so one of the thing is really about like our messaging and who is our client. Like,
and it's hard, like the type of business that we have, like I get it. Like it's not something where we provide a service, but it's not the service is there to help you and to keep you connected. But ultimately the person tuning in to the like it's up to them to make these changes, and that we're here to support you and to again keep you connected, which is so hard to stay connected, right? And that's what we're here for, is so that you stay connected. But it's a hard service. It's not a product, right? It's not something that we can package up and say, this is exactly what you get and this is exactly the outcome. So, there's lots of businesses like that, but we are definitely recognizing that it's hard to like package up and make people truly understand what we do and what we offer. Like our members know and our members see it, but it's hard to like really get that out there. So it's something we're constantly talking
about because I feel like once the members are in the membership, for the most part, they get it.
They get it. They're like, oh, this is what I needed.
And so it's like, okay, well, how do we verbalize that? Like, how do we, share it outside of the membership so that people understand what we're doing? And it's like, like we've been constantly like looking at our messaging and like bouncing ideas, and I think we realized like we're moms.
I mean, we definitely didn't just realize we're moms, but we realized that
in the sense of this business.
In the sense of this business, we're like, so Renee and I had the conversation where I had said, for me, like having been postpartum and like I have 2 kids, and like for me, like motherhood is such it's my life. Like, you know what I mean? Everything else is kind of on the peripheral of that because motherhood just takes up, anyone that's a mom gets that. It takes up every like brain cell and energy and all the things. And so I know for me, especially when I was first becoming a mom and I didn't really have a community yet and all these things, I would have loved to have a membership of women who were, in it with me, but also maybe on the other side of it where I can say, oh, okay, like, they're making it happen for themselves. And I can make that connection to them of like, okay, we're all going through things together and we're just part of this community. I don't feel so isolated.
Right.
I know I would have benefited from that for sure. And like a lot of the things that we speak of around mindset and relationships and just like boundaries and things like that, like for me, yes, they might not, if I'm talking about boundaries, no, maybe it doesn't have particularly to do with my kid, but being a mom has made me just a different human.
100%.
Right? Like it changes everything about yourself. And so would I have felt the need to put in such strong boundaries if I wasn't a mom leading by an example or wanting to protect my kids from things? Oftentimes when I'm looking at these things, a lot of it does tie back to me being a mom.
Right.
And I'm speaking from that place, right? Of like, maybe like you know, I can be talking to somebody about like, you know, relationships and with your husband or your boyfriend or whatever, but I'm also speaking from a place of like having to have navigated parenthood with my partner. And like, you know, so a lot of it's coming from that place. And so I just want to be as authentic as possible. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And I think by us really like embracing that we're like moms and like we can help you with that, I think is going to be so much easier for us to share that message that we want to share and that we should be sharing. Just because it's our lives.
Absolutely.
Like
and it's not, again, like it's not to, I think, what's the word I'm looking for, like not include people who are not moms.
Exactly.
It's just, I just think that like we're talking to women in general, but I just know that our experience and what we're saying, a lot of it is just tied into motherhood. Like that's just the reality. You know? I can talk about relationship, I can talk about all these other things. You can talk about your divorce and things like that, but it is coming from somebody who is now a mom. Like that's just the reality.
In a new relationship,
like, navigating a new relationship and all those things. So I think it just makes sense that we're more open about that piece and we market it that way. And hopefully other moms do hear us and say like, this is exactly what I need. Right? Right.
So many things.
So many things.
Yeah, so many things. And like I said, like my word for 2026, like so 2025 was being intentional. My word for 2026 is like alignment. Like I want to make sure that everything that we do feels like it's in alignment. And so the more that we refine.
I just had a thought.
What?
You said that your word was alignment, and remember I said my word was community, but that like makes sense to what we're saying. I just needed to say that. You know what I mean? Like that just like your and my vision, it like really goes. And I just never made that connection when we were talking about it before. Okay, I'm good.
And so I feel like the more that we like talk and like refine what we want this business to be, like the more it feels like it's aligned with like what we're supposed to be doing.
It's just authentic.
So there's been a lot going on. We're just really excited for everything that's to come. And
so we wanted to share a little bit about what we talked about in the membership, or what we're going to be talking about in the membership. And so just like a little sneak peek. So wrapping up 2025, we are doing like I like calling it like a reflection ceremony. That's just how because I think you need to be really intentional. It's not something, so what we're offering, the content to our members, it's not something that they listen to in their car. It's not something that they're going to listen to when they're walking. We really are wanting them to create a space of you're sitting down, pen to paper, and you're really reflecting on 2025. And so we walk them through what that looks like and give them a lot of journal prompts and things like that. And so they'll be doing that. And then they're also going to be doing, after they do that, they're going to be doing a 2026 intention setting ceremony. And so that is really just like curating what you want your 2026 to look like. But we definitely believe that you can't do that piece until you really understand where you've come from this previous year and really like sit with it and really month by month look at your year and say like, where was I? What was I facing? How did I overcome all those things? So that's what our members are going to be doing, which I think is just so good. I love going into a new year feeling like you have your shit figured out.
There's a plan.
There's a plan and there's clarity around it. So I think that's great. So what we were thinking we could do for the listeners who might not be members is just offer a couple of those journal prompts. Right? I think that's good. So I'm going to get my laptop out here. And I think it just makes sense. And if you guys are in your car or if you're walking, that's okay. You can like think about it, right? That's totally fine. So the first, actually you said it, because you said what you wanted your word to be for 2025. You said it was alignment.
For 2025 was intentional.
Intentional. Okay, so that's what you wanted it to be at the beginning of the year. That's what you said it. So what, looking back at the year, this is what we're going to ask you guys, but also I'm going to ask you right now, like what really was your word? If you can define 2025 in one word.
So like from the word that I had in mind versus like
like what was the
looking
reality,
back.
right? You've went in and you want to be intentional, but what was the reality? Like what was that word?
I feel like there was a lot of realizations maybe,
Okay.
which probably came from me being more intentional, I would think, around like my health, around my fitness, around my relationship, around my family life, around this business, around my career. Like I feel like it was just a lot of like, oh, okay, this is happening. This is why. This is where I want to go with this. Like just kind of like, yeah.
I know. I feel like we both had pretty big years.
Yes.
Right. So I said for mine, I really tried to think of a more eloquent word for it, and I really couldn't. And it was just the most like, I think, like authentic word I could use, but it was push.
Yeah. Yeah. You said
it was push. And it was, I know I feel like there's almost a negative connotation with that because it feels like it's like forceful and it's something I didn't want to do. Like I wasn't willing to do it. But I don't see it that way. As I explained to our members, like I really saw it as like my higher self was leading me and I was pushed, and like it got me out of my comfort zone so much that I don't think I would have necessarily have like navigated on my own if it's just, I was really pushed. I feel like my family was pushed this year. Like, I feel like we were just like, again, like as our family, we kind of just like went through it this year in terms of like just splitting up responsibilities between me and my husband. My kids are just like growing. So they were just like involved in a lot of things more. And it just like pushed us in the direction that we should be in. But it did at times, again, feel uncomfortable and felt like a true push. But I want to add that now, so that really reflects the majority of the year, but like now sitting here today, I do feel like the word completion, I feel like I just completed a cycle. I feel like I'm entering something new. Like I know that might just sound like really on the nose with it being obviously end of year and starting a new year, but in my life, I do feel like I just finished some type of cycle. And I'm really, there's going to be something new. Like I'm right on the cusp of something really new.
Like a brand new chapter.
A brand new chapter. I really feel that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Which is exciting for sure. Yeah. So if you're listening, you need to think about what your word of the year was for 2025.
Yeah.
So just a couple more that we want to give. We broke this down in all of the life pillars. So if you think about your life, so relationship, when you think about your health, when you think about your finances, we have career. And we also had like joy and fulfillment. And I think that's an important one. And that's one that I would want you to reflect on as well, is like what made you smile this year? Like what made you truly happy this year?
Yeah.
Was it unexpected? Was it, just something that you can continue on with in 2026? Can you make more space for that? So I think it's really important to reflect on what made you smile this year.
Yeah.
What would you say comes to mind?
I think like really doing things, well, there's a few things, of course, but like family, like doing things with Amelia that like taking the time to like create meaningful moments.
Yeah.
I think. And not, maybe it's not always like,
I get it.
easy, and it's not always
can feel like a hassle. Yeah.
And it does feel like a hassle, but it's like just seeing how excited and happy she gets from that stuff. It's like, oh my gosh, like so like it brings me so much joy. So like I think that is definitely a big one. And also our launch event that we had was really a highlight for me, not just for because we created this beautiful space for women, but also because like you and I did that. Like it's a accomplishment like as an individual too, like not just like so reflecting on all of that is like brings me joy.
I love that.
Yeah.
I just want to say, like, I love that you had that realization about Amelia. And I think that's really important. And that's actually like advice I would give any like newer mom.
Right.
Especially like with toddlers, because you are just starting to do these things.
Yeah.
And I would say like the faster you can get out of your own way.
Yeah.
And that sounds like negative, but it's just because those things feel hard. And that is just the reality. It felt hard for me as well. Like those things feel hard because you're navigating naps, you're navigating tantrums, you're navigating feedings and all these different things. It feels like a lot, but the more that you push yourself to do those things, the quicker you do find joy in it and see the joy in them. And it just, everything gets easier the more times it's like building muscle, right? Like you just get easier, you know how to navigate it more. And so like, that's just the advice I'd give any mom is like lean into that stuff as soon as possible. And then it just feels easier.
Yeah. That's so good.
So my thing that just made me smile, what came to mind first and foremost is I feel like me and my husband, as much as I just said, like he's been working night shifts and it's been really crazy, we definitely carved out more time for each other this year than we've had since having kids. Like we've had more date nights. We had like this past summer, like we had weekends to ourselves, went away, so even if it was just like random places, like we went away together, just like to get out of town, get out of our routine. We definitely had more time. So I feel like, we put more energy and effort into our relationship than I think we have since becoming parents. And I just think it's like,
I love that.
It's been the best. Yeah, it's been really good. That's what made me smile. So think about what made you smile. And then what we want to leave you with is really just around like, what does the person, like how can I word this? Who do you want to be in 2026? Basically.
Right. Yeah.
Like, and not this like high in the sky kind of person, like understanding what you've been through this past year, what maybe requires a little bit more attention and some more space around it, right? Because we're definitely not people who think like new what is that saying? New year, new me.
Yeah.
Right? Where it's like everything just is like cut in 2025 and now if you're a new person in 2026, like that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But you know, knowing what maybe challenges you might be facing or having a better grasp on like, what does make you smile? What brings you joy? Like, who do you want to be in 2026 when we're here next year and we're having the same conversation? Like, what do you want to say that you leaned into or let go of, or, you know, just kind of like rised above in certain areas in your life? Like, what do you want to look like, I guess, in 2026?
And I think, and we mentioned that too, like in the membership, it's like, whatever comes up when you're doing this session with yourself, like this reflection, like if you are feeling kind of defeated, if you're feeling like, you know what, like now that I'm looking back at 2025, I didn't do what I wanted to do. I'm not as far as I thought I would be at this point. You know, you might have, maybe you'll feel amazing about where you are, or maybe you're not going to feel so amazing. And I think it's really important for you to just take that information and like, don't put too much pressure on yourself and don't.
This isn't a guilt trip.
No,
like it's not meant to feel guilty at all.
No,
it's meant to be honest.
It's an honest conversation with yourself. And by you having that self-awareness and by being honest with yourself, I do believe that that's how you move forward in the direction that you really want to go.
And I shared, because I just think it's, meaningful. Like for sure, I've been doing this now. I think for the past like 6 years or so, 6-7 years that I've been doing these kind of like ceremonies at the end of the year. And I definitely had not great years in that time doing that. And I shared that one particularly hard year that I had when I was doing my inventory on my year. You know, a lot of it was hard stuff and a lot of it just felt heavy. And so I took those pages out of my journal and I burned them. And it just signified to me, like, again, not that I was like a new person and that I wasn't ever going to have to deal with those things again, but it represented to me that I was like closing that chapter and that wasn't going to define me anymore. And that I was just willing to step forward in a new direction. And I think that just mattered to me, and it made it feel concrete and it made it feel real. And so even though, yes, those feelings came up, or I just didn't feel like I was going backwards because I made that decision to myself that like, you can have your feelings, but I'm not in that space anymore.
Right. Right. It's a funeral for all the shit that happened to you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And it felt that way. And it really did make the next year feel better because I just didn't feel like I was trapped in that same story.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
So I hope that you enjoyed this. Like I said, moving forward, yes, you can expect Paula and I to still come on, just the two of us sometimes. There's going to be guests joining the podcast. And yeah, we're just
figuring it out as we go. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the state that we're in. And I think just being like really transparent about that is like, if you are figuring out your shit too, we get it and we're here and we're making the best of it. Because what more can you ask for?
Right. Anyways, thank you so much for being here, for listening, for watching. And we'll talk soon.
We'll see you next time.
Okay.
Bye everyone. Bye.